What is going on? Sean here at Rendered Reality. A couple things I want to get into in this video today, and one of those things is the DecaMove hip tracker for VR. Talk about this a little bit, which is really awesome, as well as a alternative, cheap alternative pretty much, to the Elite strap for your Oculus Quest 2, and a couple other little things. Let's get into it. So I've had this little guy for a couple weeks now, and this thing is actually really awesome. Let me explain a little bit about what this is, because some people read hip tracking or hear hip tracking, and I actually saw something online about somebody say, I don't want to have to walk bouncing my hips. So they actually thought that bouncing their hips is what makes them walk in VR. That's not what this is. This is totally something different. Basically, when you play a VR game, there's two ways about going about free locomotion. You can either use head-related movement or hand-related movement. And what that does is when your head, the direction of your head is actually the forward movement. So if you're wanting to walk forward and you want to look around, when you look, you actually shift a little bit in your direction to the direction your head is going. There's also hand relative movement, where if you're walking and you point your hand over here, your character actually starts to walk that way, which is not a normal way of moving around in the real world as well as VR. It doesn't feel very natural. I remember the one time early on in VR, I was playing a first-person shooter game, and I actually was using hand relative movement, and I went to adjust my headset. I put my hand up, my character started walking backwards, and I was like, what is going on? That is not how we move in VR. We move based off our hip direction. So we can walk in a forward direction, our hips facing this way. We can look around with our heads, we can, point at things with our hands, and our forward direction doesn't move. It stays in that direction. So what this DecaMove actually does is this is a device that you put onto your waistband or you clip onto your pocket. It's real easy to calibrate. All you do is you look forward and you put your two controllers together and you hold them there for a second, and it'll calibrate the forward direction. So when you're playing a game like a first-person shooter or something like that, what this allows you to do is to actually walk forward with your stick, but move your head around, move your hands around any direction you want, but your forward direction will stay the same, and it's based off of where your hips are placed. So if you turn your hips, then that'll change the direction the character moves, and it works really awesome. It just feels so much more natural, and honestly, when you're using this, you don't even notice it that much that you're using it. It just is a more natural way to play VR, move around in VR. It works awesome. The software is very easy to use. You clip it on your pants and you're good to go. The cool thing about this is that it is actually on pre-order now. So this is available to be pre-ordered, and I believe the price is going to go up by 10 bucks after the pre-order. Pre-order price is $59.99. Now, there is a little bit of caveat with this, because they are actually going to be doing phone-based hip tracking as well. And what that is going to do is that is going to take your cell phone, and there's going to be an app that you're going to put your cell phone in your pocket, and it's going to essentially do the same thing based off of your cell phone and the sensors in your cell phone that are very similar to this. That's going to be an option that's coming up. I don't think that's available yet. I haven't got to try that yet. But for $59.99, I honestly kind of like this a little bit better, because this is a device that can be charged separately. You don't have to worry about if your phone's dying, if you want to use another phone app. I don't know how it's going to work when you get text messages and stuff like that, or phone calls. If that's going to knock you out. I don't know yet. I haven't used it yet. But for 59 bucks, honestly, it's kind of hard to play a VR game without this now that uses free locomotion, because going back to hand relative or head relative movement, it just doesn't feel natural anymore. It just feels weird, and it always kind of has. You get used to it, but this is just such a better way to do it. So if you're interested in this, pick this up on the pre-order, or if you're interested in just using the phone app, you can do that as well. I'm not sure when that'll be released, but it is going to be coming up, and I believe these are limited quantities, so you might not want to wait too long on the pre-order if you do want to pick this up. After using this thing for a little while, it really gives me some more hope in the Deca Gear headset. I'm really excited to see what they can do with that headset, because I've been very impressed with this. And this is the Bloggers Edition, so this is not the final version. There's some 3D print parts and stuff on here, which is a nice 3D print, but the actual version that you're gonna get for pre-order is gonna be nicer than this version that I have here. But let me know what you guys think. Is this something that you're thinking about picking up? Honestly, it's something that you don't realize you need until you try it. And then you're like, wow, this totally makes sense. So I do recommend it. Either you go with this or the phone app, whatever direction you want to go. Another thing I wanted to talk about, if you've watched our show or anything, you know I'm a big fan of the Elite strap. I use the Elite battery strap up there with the engineered AF headphones, the clip-on headphones. I have been very fortunate. I have had no cracks, no issues, anything like that. But there is a cheaper alternative that hopefully is not going to crack. I've been using this a little bit and I've had no issues. It seems to be pretty good quality. You know, this is a Chinese product, so it is made in China. It has some foam on the back and it's a very big rear plate that goes on the back of your head. The thing's pretty comfortable. It really does increase the comfort a lot. The one thing that I love about this is that the adjustment knob is actually offset to the side and it comes with this spring-loaded external battery pack holder. This thing works great. It gives you a counterbalance, so is obviously going to offset some of that front heaviness. This is the Nivrana battery bank, and we've talked about this. There is a video on this. I'll put a link up here if you want to check that out. This thing works great in here. Fits perfect. These springs are pretty strong. So there's a wide variety of things that you can fit in here, battery banks. So this thing, it doesn't feel the most quality. You know, it's kind of got some squeaks and stuff and some creaks when you adjust it. So it is not probably the highest quality thing ever, but it hasn't cracked yet so far. So far, I guess that's a plus. Oh, dropped my battery bank. So far, I guess that's a plus over the Oculus Elite strap. I know a lot of people have had really bad luck with those. Fortunately, I have 2 of them that haven't cracked yet, and I use them all the time. But I think this is a great alternative if you're looking for something to just order off of Amazon, get your battery bank, put it on the back. This battery bank holder does come off as well if you don't want to use a battery bank, but the built-in battery of the Quest 2 isn't quite long enough for the play sessions I like to do sometimes. Pop one. Another thing that is pretty cool are these guns that work for your Oculus Quest 2 controllers. They look like some pretty hardcore revolvers. I'm a big fan of these things. Not a whole lot of real use for them other than things like pistol whip and stuff like that. You know, especially if you're a content creator, they look cool on camera. They do add some front heaviness, so as you can see, it kind of wants to tip forward. So I guess it gives you a little bit more of a realistic effect. They're not real heavy. They don't really do anything other than just look cool. They're pretty easy to get on and off. The controllers just kind of snap in there. If I can get it out like that. So you can take them on and off pretty easily if you want to use them. They're pretty neat. If you remember a while back, for the Quest 1, we showed these Gloculus Pistols, which I thought were really cool. These are, unfortunately, they don't fit with my Quest 2. These are made for the first Quest, but these are available for the Quest 2 as well. If you're interested, I will put a link in the description for these. Everything we showed in this video, there's going to be a link in the description to check this stuff out. Just in case you didn't know yet, there is not much time left in the Oculus Quest 2 giveaway. This is a brand new Oculus Quest 2 that we are doing a giveaway with. Link in the description below for this. Make sure you sign up for this thing. So let us know what you guys think of this stuff. I am very impressed with the DecaMove. I love this thing. I highly recommend checking it out, at least checking out the phone app once it comes out, and we will keep you updated of when that is available. Also a big fan of the cheaper Amazon Elite strap style thing with the battery bank on the back. And that's actually my wife's Quest that I have it on, and I've been playing it with it on hers, and she's been playing with it as well, and she actually finds this more comfortable than the Oculus Elite strap that I had on her headset before. Honestly, for me, I don't really notice a huge difference, but it is definitely a big upgrade from the original soft strap. So I definitely recommend looking into something like that. But let us know what you guys think of this stuff. We will see you live this weekend on Coffee and VR, and make sure you hit that subscribe button and the like button and all that stuff, and we will catch you guys next time. Later.